the second item here. There is the box that came within the box. Let's see what's inside here. I'm just gonna stand up here. Do it this way. Ooh, look at this. That's pretty nice. Quality finds for curious minds, curated by Bespoke Post. Let's take it out of the box here. This is a bag, and it's by a company called Line of Trade. I have 2 pairs of pants by Line of Trade and really like them. This is an overnight bag. Okay, this is a lot bigger than I was expecting. Line of Trade. It's a nice green color. Again, the colors on camera are just a slight bit different than they are in person for me. It's coming in a little bit more saturated on camera. It looks really good. This is the color dark olive. There are 3 other colors. They've got uniform, navy, gray, and then field tan, which is currently sold out. And they've got 2 size options. The first one is the classic, which is what this one is, and then they've got the Weekender XL, which is supposed to be just a little bit bigger. For club membership, this is $50. This bag right here is $50, you guys. I guess you actually open it up like that. For a fella of my size, this probably would be a good bag for an overnight stay. Maybe 2 nights, maybe. It just depends on what I pack. But look at that. Can't tell if this is like an aluminum right here. A very thin metal, but it keeps the structure of the bag. Top side, very sturdy here. There we go, guys. Again, I'm about 6'2", 200 pounds, and yeah, I think that would be an adequate little overnight bag, and it actually would go well with the DOP kit that I have. Let me show that to you real quick. Here is my DOP kit. It is a really nice leather DOP kit, and it smells like leather because it is leather. But check that out. There's my DOP kit, nice leather. Put it in there. Look at that. We'll have to put some stuff in here to see what all can fit, but that would be really nice. This is, I can't tell if this is actual leather here, these straps. And maybe, again, that's why it's probably $50, but I don't know that I like this right here. You have to do that to close it. I would much prefer some type of buckle. Most likely you're not going to be undoing these straps until you get to your destination. And then, of course, you've got the shoulder strap here. Something like that right there. Be really nice. And honestly, like, this would make for a really good work bag as well if you wanted to be able to put your laptop in here. But the canvas on this though is pretty thin, so it doesn't seem like there'd be a lot of protection for it. There you go, guys. A few specs on this Weekender. It's 21 long by 13 high by 7 wide. Seems like it's a pretty popular bag on Bespoke Post. It's got a cotton, canvas, metal hardware, and a reinforced frame, so that's what we saw at the top. Thick leather handles, removable nylon webbing shoulder strap, and the interior pocket fits up to a 15-inch laptop for slimmer models. Okay, we got this thing packed. Got this thing cram-packed. Shoulder straps ready to go. Here we go. All right. All sorts of stuff packed in here. There's really only one outfit packed in this bag right now, and I'm going to show you what is in here. The only thing I'm just not super crazy about is how this thing closes. Look at this. It's not fully closed, and I have the straps all the way. Not crazy about that. And honestly, like, if I'm honest, like, this doesn't feel super good quality, the straps. But again, $50 with the membership. So a very affordable bag. So there it is right there. All the loops done. This is kind of what it looks like loaded up. Let me show you everything that is in here. This would definitely just be an overnight bag for me. Again, 200 pounds, 6'2", depending on the shoe. And I put some trail runners in here. Depending on the shoe, 11.5 to 12 size shoe, okay? Let's step over here just so you can see. Okay, so I've got a few items in here, bigger items. The first is this jacket. And this is a pretty big item, honestly, but I went ahead and threw it in there just to see if it would fit. It's puffy. It's got this material, and so that was able to fit in on top. So we're gonna set that there. And then we've got a pair of jeans. These are some Carhartt jeans. These are some pretty thick pants. These are not skinny jeans. These are not thin pants. They are heavy duty, and so those fit in there. So two rather bulky items. And then we've got my Asics trail runners here. Those were able to fit just like so. These are 11s, so a little bit of a smaller, but you can see how large these shoes are. They're pretty big. And then we've got the Doc kit that I mentioned, which is decently sizable, and then just a sweater. I didn't throw any underwear in there because I'm not showing you my underwear. That's all of that fit in this small bag, and for someone of my stature and size, those are big items. Again, it probably would just function as a one night sort of deal, plus the clothes that you've got on your back. So you technically have two outfits, as long as you could, you know, use the same pair of pants, which that's another point too. Most of the places I go, I just wear the same pants. It's usually just underwear, socks, shirts, maybe a second pair of shoes, maybe a different jacket. So this honestly would be, you probably could get 2 to 3 days out of a bag like this, as long as you wore the same shoes and same pants. If you're, you know, a smaller fella of stature or size, you probably could get a little bit more in there. And if you wanted to go a full week, I bet that XL could take you there. Yeah, and that's everything that I was able to fit in that bag. These are, again, some larger items for a bag like that. Hopefully that was helpful. Again, line of trade, classic bag, and I've got 2 pairs of pants by Line of Trade, and they're really good quality pants. I've had them for a couple of years, and I wear them all the time. I gotta give it like a 3.7. We'll go 4. We'll go 4 out of 5 stars. For the classic, I feel like it could use more pockets. It just has this one deep pocket right here on the inside. I'm not crazy about the way that you have to close the bag and then strap it closed here. I feel like it could be the same as the XO, where you just snap it closed. That's my beef. I've never had a weekender bag like this before, but I can say that the way that collapses, I don't know if that's, I would assume that's normal. Maybe this is just a pet peeve of mine, but the way that it's not standing, which makes it super easy to store. Like if you got to put it away in the closet. But when I was like trying to get stuff out of it, it just kept falling over. Which maybe that's most weekender bags. This is my first one, so I can't really tell you. It probably is normal. The other thing is, once it was closed, it didn't want to like close all the way. It was only like a partial close. Not super crazy about that, but I could see myself using this pretty regularly, even if it were to be like I'm gonna store, you know, hats or beanies or winter clothes in this and put it in the closet, and then when a weekend trip comes up and, you know, I don't want to use an actual backpack, this will definitely come in handy. That's everything for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Honorable mention product review is this Cobalt knife that I got from Lowe's. There you go.